Dear plus 3 first year science students, I have sent you the first part of the story, The Man Who Knew Too Much. The Man Who Knew Too Much. Very beautiful story, and I have sent you the first part of the story. Now, the second part will go, and be attentive to the video since I am engaged for post 2 classes, and you have to listen to the video without waiting for my online class. Without waiting for my online class, you have to listen to the video with regular interval. I will send you the videos. And this is the second part of the story, The Man Who Knew Too Much. The Man Who Knew Too Much. You come to the second part. So in the first part I have told you, then when the sergeant was delivering a talk on the muzzle velocity, when the sergeant was delivering a talk on the muzzle velocity, by that time his voice was interrupted, his teaching was interrupted, his deliberation was interrupted, and Professor Quelch, Private Quelch, interrupted and told in a different way that the muzzle velocity was 2,400 and 2,440 feet per second. 2,440 feet per second. Here the sergeant was telling only 2,000 feet per second. And the writer wanted to point out that Private Quelch did not even obey his boss. He is not at all disciplined. He knows a little. He knows a little, but shows that he has known much more. So, since he is working there in a defense department, he is to be disciplined, and he is to show his respect to the sergeant, to his boss. But Private Quelch is not doing that in his life. During his tenure there in the defense department, he never showed his respect or honor to his boss, to the sergeant, to the higher officials, and his voice seems to be very final, what he thinks. His voice is final, what he thinks. But really, he knows a very little, but he behaves as if he has known much more. This is the thing. And there is an attack and a counter attack. The deliberation is interrupted. The sergeant seems to be humiliated, and being humiliated, he has got angry. And only because of that, he puts questions repeatedly in order to get answer from Professor Quelch. He puts question repeatedly, one by one. And Professor Quelch has judged no time, no place. He has judged no time and no place. He has completely shown his disregard to his boss or to his higher officials. So this is one of the instances where the sergeant has already got vexed, he has got angry, and puts question one by one to Professor Welch. And Professor, as per his capacity, as per his capability, gives answer to the question put by the sergeant. You mark, I am telling about when he had finished, he put questions to us. So when he was delivering a speech on the muzzle velocity, he was delivering a speech, delivering a deliberation. He was presenting a deliberation on the muzzle velocity. By that time, he was humiliated. Only after being humiliated, he put various questions to the students, to the trainees, perhaps in the hope of revenge. He was taking revenge, vengeance. He was taking revenge because in front of others, the sergeant, the boss, was humiliated. Only because of that, he put different questions to the students in order to get the answers. And the questions are meant for Professor Quelch, Private Quelch. He turned with his questions again and again to the professor. The only result was to enhance the professor's glory. And the professor was there to give the answer. As per his capability, he gave answer to the question put by the sergeant and repeatedly was questioned. And he also, Professor Quelch also gave answers to the question as per his capability. And it was because the dignity of Professor Quelch was enhanced. The dignity, the name and fame of Professor Quelch, the name and fame, the dignity, all these things were enhanced. And Professor Quelch was glorified. Professor Quelch was glorified. And the professor's glory, technical definitions, the parts of the rifle, its use and care, he had them all by heart. So, perhaps he had already gone through the manuals. He had gone through the manuals. Only because of that, he has gathered fair proficiency in different branches, especially on the muzzle velocity, on the use of guns, all sorts of things are there. And the technical definitions, the parts of the rifle, its use and care, he had them all by heart. So he knew the use of a gun, parts of the rifle, the technical definitions, the use and care of guns, and he had already kept in heart. He had already kept in memory. And all of a sudden, he gave the answer to the question put by the sergeant, put by the higher officer. So that was why he knew something. Many things are there in the world. Many things are there in the environment. And we have to gather many things, we have to collect many things, we have to know more and more. And we must be crazy. We must be agog, we must be crazy. And we must know many things. Many things are present there in the society. And we have to know out of the environment, out of the society, and we have to know more and more. But Professor Quelch knows a very little, but still he says that he knows much more and tries his best to mesmerize others. Tries his best to mesmerize others. And his premium is to, his premium he has already made, or the premium he has in him, that all his colleagues are to be attentive to him and they must listen to what professor has said or what he is saying. Because professor knows that he knows more than what others do not. He knows more than what others. He knows more than. And that is why he always wants that his colleagues, his friends should be attentive to him, should gather something out of him. But he knows many things. So the only result was to enhance the professor's dignity. Here he was a put question. But here the professor was put question by the sergeant. The professor gave answer to the question as per his capability, as per his capacity, he gave the answer. Only because of that, the dignity of a professor was enhanced. Everybody knew him. Everybody in the meeting, everybody in the training depot knew him very well. And he was a known figure. He became a known figure. And dear students, that is the technical definition, the parts of the rifle, its use and care, the use of gunpowder, and he had in memory. And he wanted to vomit all these things before the sergeant, as if he had known much more. And the sergeant asked, "You had any training before?" So, coming to the conclusion, the sergeant put the last question to Professor Quelch, that whether he had already undergone the training earlier. He had already undergone the training earlier. That was the question put by the sergeant, last question. And what did he answer? We see. The professor answered with a phrase that was to become familiar to all of us. And no, sergeant, it is all a matter of intelligent reading. So he had never undergone the training course. He had never undergone the profession. He had never gone any professional course. But that was due to the intelligent reading. That was due to the intelligent reading. That intelligent reading has already helped him a lot to know something. The intelligent reading has made him learn something for which he seems to be self-sufficient, and only because of that he gives answer to the question all on a sudden. When the question is put by the higher officials. So you have to know that a sergeant is a post which is found there in England. But in India, the sergeant post is no more found. In defense department, the sergeant post is no more found, but that is found there in England. So that is the higher official. So the professor answered. So that is due to the intelligent reading he has made, careful reading he has made, systematic reading he has made, the intelligent reading, careful reading, systematic reading he has made, so that he has known many things, he has collected many things, and he has gathered many things. That was our introduction to him. We should learn more about him. And he saw to them. And we meet to get on. He told us. He had brains. He was sure to get a commission. And before long, as a first step, he meant to get a strike. So, it takes a pride in him. He was proud of. He told before others that he had the chance to get a promotion. He had the chance to get a promotion, commission, you mark. He had the chance to get a promotion. But he had not opted for that, first of all, since he had only come to get a stripe, STRIPE. Stripe is nothing but a financial service in a defense department. Stripe is nothing but a financial service in the defense department. So first of all, he came to the post of the stripe, and he had not opted for the commission. He had not opted for the higher rank. Rather, first of all, he came to join as a stripe or in the financial service, in the financial department, in the finance department. He came to serve as a clerk in the finance department. So that is why he always boasts, he always takes pride by saying that he had the chance to go to the commission rank or to go to the higher rank, but he did not opt for this. Rather, he came to join as a worker there in finance department of finance section of the defense department. Finance section of the defense department. So you come to, that was our introduction. And he meant to get on, and in pursuit of his ambition, Private Quelch worked hard. And In pursuit of his ambition, Private Welch worked hard. He was a hard working man. He was a hard striving man. He was a hard tilling man. Tilling. He was a hard tilling man, hard striving man. He was a laborious man. He was a hard working man. And he was in pursuit of knowledge. He was in pursuit of knowledge in different branches. In pursuit of his ambition, Private Welch worked hard. What is his ambition? Not to go to the higher rank. His ambition is that he will go to the higher rank as quick as possible, as early as possible. Though he had already given the chance, to go to the higher post, but he had never opted for that. He had come to the post of the stripe. He had come to finance post. He had already come to finance section of the defense department. But in course of time, he tried his best to go to the higher rank, that was his ambition. And he wanted to show all these things to others. And in pursuit of his ambition, Private Welch worked hard. He worked hard since he was a laborious man, hard striving man, a lanky. He was a lanky, very wary, very thin, and frowning, angry man, and also sometimes he gets vexed. Sometimes he gets vexed. And another you come to, he borrowed training manuals and stayed up late at night reading them. So from his pocket money, spending his pocket money, he has bought many books. Even if he has borrowed a manual, defense manual, training manual, and stayed up late at night reading them. Reading is his habit. He knows that reading and writing are two things which are essential to make perfection, to bring perfection in a man. Reading and writing are two things which will make you perfect, no doubt. Only reading will never make you perfect, and the writing will never make you perfect. Both the things are required, reading and writing. And that is the thing known by Professor Welch, and he borrowed the book, training manual, and bought other books, and became a voracious reader. He became a voracious, VORACIOUS. He became a voracious reader. He badgered the instructors with questions. Only because of that, since he covered many books, he badgered the instructors with questions. He badgered, he annoyed, he made them angry, badgered, made them angry, annoyed. He badgered the instructors with questions, with many questions, unnecessary questions, unwanted questions, not quite the thing, not apt, not genuine questions. So these questions are sometimes put by him, and so they were annoyed, and he badgered the instructors with questions, so many questions, and he drilled with enthusiasm. On the route marches, he was not only miraculously tireless, but he infuriated us all with his horrible harshness. So while almost all the friends started, almost all the friends started the morning work, or they started drill work, and they started the marches, morning marches, route marches. And Professor Welch made others angry by his superfluous talks, by his superfluous advice, by his superfluous suggestion. Professor Welch irritated them all his friends, comrades, all his uh, friends who joined the route march early in the morning. Professor irritated them, annoyed them. It drilled with enthusiasm. And on the route marches, he was not only miraculously tireless, he was not tired. He was tireless, he was not tired. And he advised others to be like him. He advised others to be like him. And he infuriated us all with his horrible heartiness. Horrible heartiness. That means I am okay, be okay. I am alright, you should be alright. I am tireless, you should be tireless. And this is unnecessary vague things. These are the vague things uttered by Professor Wells. And other friends were irritated, other friends were annoyed, they got angry without uttering a single word. They also told sarcastic words. They also gave flang, FLNG. They also flagged sarcastic words at him. They told many things about him in his absence. But they did not like Professor Welch. They did not like. He was marked by his superfluous and excess talking or excess interference. Excess interference that would bring or that would breed contempt. That would bring contempt. So you come to the line, what about the some chaps is not greeted politely at the end of 30 miles. And he salute, yes, yes. Anyhow, he gives rise to, or he has given his stress on a particular song, the patriotic song, the national anthem, like the patriotic song, and all must join after covering. After covering, how many miles? You mark after covering 30 miles. It is quite impossible on the part to cover 30 miles early in the morning. And after covering 30 miles, Professor Quells behaves as if he is tireless. As if he is tireless, he is not tired, he is not feeble, he is not weak. And he also urges others to join the song after the march. After the march is over, after covering the 30 miles, and they have to join the song. Unnecessary things are dealt with by him. Unnecessary things are dealt with by him. Only because of that, and most of his friends were annoyed. And you see, his salute at the pay table was a model to behold. And in which way he gave salute to his friends? In which way? He gave salute to his officers. He gave salute to his officers, his officials on the pay table. And he worked to mark it. In which way he gave salute? He showed his salute, he gave his salute to his higher officials. And you are to behold. And when officers were in sight, he would swing his skinny arms and march to the canteen like a guardsman. When officers were in sight, when the officers were in sight, when he saw the officers were in sight, were in sight, he would swing his skinny arms and march to the canteen like a guardsman. And without caring for them, without paying any heed to them, without caring for them, he went towards the canteen. He went towards the canteen swinging his skinny arms. Swinging his skinny arms, he went towards the canteen. So this is the way which he sticks to. He sticks to, this is the way he sticks to. And he behaves his officers in that way. When officers are inside, and you come to another thing, and day in and day out, he lecture to us on every aspect of human knowledge. So not only he does not give his lecture not only on the rifle, on the gunpowder, on the use, all these things. Rather, he gives his eloquent speech, he delivers his eloquent speech on different branches of human knowledge. The different branches of human knowledge are given stress, or they are also given importance by Professor Welch. Different branches of human knowledge. And at first, we had a certain respect for him. First of all the students, the trainees, and his friends respected him at first. But soon we lived in a terror of his approach. But in the long run, they could not bear up the very presence of Professor Welch. They could not tolerate the very presence of Professor Welch. His unnecessary dealing, his unnecessary dealing with many things has bred a contempt. That is why he became an object of ridicule. He became an object of ridicule, the object of harassment, the object of sarcasm, the object of sarcasm, the object of harassment. And first of all his friends respected him, honored him, since he knew more than what they knew. But in the course of time, they hated him like anything. They ridiculed him like anything. They satirized him like anything. So that is also done in our case. That is also done in our case. And you will never show your knowledge, you will never show unnecessary things, you will never deal unnecessary things which is not wanted by others. You mark. And you give which is wanted. You give others what they want. If you say superfluously, if you say unnecessarily, superfluously, excess, you will be hated like anything, nobody will accept you. And this is the case which is found there with Mr. Quelch and his friends. At first, we had a certain respect for him, but soon we lived in a terror of his approach, of his presence. When he comes, others go away. When he comes, others go away. Because they do not tolerate his presence. They do not bear up his presence. They do not tolerate his presence. We try to hit back at him with clumsy sarcasm and practical jokes. And he became the object of jokes. He became the object of jokes and caricature. He became the object of jokes and caricature, the object of satire and ridicule, the object of caricature, ridicule, because he has done it. He has collected all these things to be like that. He has collected all these things to be like that. So, the professor scarcely noticed. He was too busy working for his tribe. Each time one of us made a mistake, the professor would publicly correct him. You mark. And most of the time, he remains busy in doing his work there in this tribe as a finance clerk, as in the finance department. He does his work. And if one commits a mistake, he rectifies it publicly. He rectifies it publicly. So that is why each time one of us made a mistake, the professor would publicly correct him. If one commits a mistake, professor will rectify him publicly. That man does not want that. Nobody wants that. So that is why professor is always hated like anything. He is hated like anything. Whenever one of us is shown, the professor outsold him. Sometimes when we say something, the professor says another thing. When they should, professor outsold them. So his voice must be predominant. His voice must be dominating. He says that his voice must be dominating, dominant. So that is why this type of man, Mr. Quilty is. This type of man. And only because of his behavior etiquette, only because of his mannerism, he is the subject of the object of sarcastic remark. So almost all gave him sarcastic remark, sarcastic. So that is satirical remark. That is also ridiculous remark, ridiculous thing, sarcastic thing. So again you come to another thing. After a hard morning's work, cleaning out our hut, we would listen in silence to the orderly officer's praise. And then the professor would break out with a ringing. Thank you, sir. Humor. And after the morning work is sometimes, not always. And when the cleaning work is done, the friends will go on cleaning their huts, weeds in front of the huts, weeds in front of the huts, and all these things are to be done. Odd jobs are to be counted. Odd jobs are to be counted by them. Odd jobs are to be done by them. And after doing their odd jobs, they try to listen to the orderly officer's praise. They try to listen to the orderly officer. What is the meaning of orderly officer? You mark. Orderly officer is officer on duty for the day. The officer on a duty for the day, that is the orderly officer. You mark. Orderly officer is the officer on a duty. And after the cleaning work is done, they pay their attention to the orderly officer in order to listen to something, in order to get praise, or in order to be thanked by him, in order to be praised by him. And by that time, the professor Quelch would break out with a ringing. What does he say? What does he ring? What does he say? Thank you, sir. And how superior, how condescending he was. Thank you, sir. Why? Why thank you? You have to listen to the talk silently. You have to receive the praise silently. But still, professor is there to open his mouth. Professor Quelch is there to open his mouth unnecessarily. There is no rhyme or reason. There is no reason as to why he has uttered these words. Why will he utter these words? Meaningless, baseless. But still, professor says, thank you, sir. And this is unnecessary. And how superior, how condescending he was. Condescending. That means he feels that he is superior to others. He thinks it condescending. Condescending means superiority complex. So he thinks that his voice stands supreme. He is superior to others. He knows many things. He knows many things. Others do not. And all these things are with him. And he is boasting. He takes pride. He is proud of. He would always say, let me show you, fellow, or no, you will ruin your rifle. That way, old man. He always says, I will show you, I will give you the guidance. While you use the gun, while you use the rifle, I will show you the way. I will give you the instruction. I will give you the advice in which way you will manage the gun. And no, you will ruin your rifle. That way, old man. Old man, if you are not properly instructed, you will ruin the rifle. And that will become a problem for you. The rifle will become a problem for you. So this is unnecessary. Why? Why will you bring contempt? Why will he bring contempt? And only his behavior has made him so. And he has become a very insignificant man in a significant way. But he has become an insignificant man in a significant way. And really, that man has done a mistake by shouting, by uttering so many things unnecessarily. He has done a mistake, he has committed a mistake. And he is a garrulous man. Though he is a voracious reader, though he is a bookish one, though he is a bookworm, who has covered the manuals and many of the things. He has made intelligent reading, he has told. He has made intelligent reading. But why are you so extravagant? Why are you so extravagant? Why are you so spendthrift? Why are you so open? Why are you so open? Why are you so extravagant? Why are you so spendthrift? Be reserved. Be reserved. That is the thing. That is the thing, or that is the subject matter, or that is the summary, or that is the critical analysis of the stanzas I have covered. And in the next class, I will send you the third video. This is about the second video, and you will be attentive to the video. Otherwise, you cannot gain anything. You cannot gather anything. You should be very attentive to the video. Since I have no time, I enjoy the paucity of time. Since I enjoy the paucity of time to teach you online, and you are to be very attentive to the video and gather. You should gather something out of many things I have told. And where the offline class is there, I will engage your class. But I make you confirm, I make you know that you are to appear exam within 1 month. Within 1 month, your exam will be conducted within 1 month. And just before the exam starts, I will finish your course. Thank you all. Thank you all.